You know, sometimes the fiercest debates pop up in the most unexpected places. And today, we're diving into one that started in an online forum for lawyers. The topic? What kind of bag is it okay to carry to work? Sounds pretty simple, right? But trust me, this question taps into some really deep ideas about tradition, practicality, and what it even means to look professional anymore. So let's open up the case file on the Great Bag Debate.
Okay, so at its core, this is a classic conflict between old-school expectations and the realities of modern life. You have to remember, for a profession that's so built on image and precedent, the choice of what you carry on your shoulder, well, it sends a really powerful message before you even open your mouth.
And this is the exact question that kicked the whole thing off. It seems so innocent, but oh man, it revealed a major divide in the legal community. So what did everybody say?
Well, the responses pretty much split right down the middle into two very clear camps. On one side, you had the traditionalists, the hardliners. One user just put it bluntly, no, this is not okay. But on the other side, you had the pragmatists, which was summed up perfectly by a partner in DC who just said, yes, fine, save your back.
And this is where you start to see just how high the stakes really are. I mean, this isn't just about fashion. As one anonymous poster admitted, their gut reaction, their first impression when they see a lawyer with a backpack is that they aren't competent. So we're talking about a judgment on your professional ability, all based on your choice of bag. Wow.
So to really get why that reaction is so strong, we have to look at the case for tradition. See, the briefcase isn't just a bag. It's a symbol, and it has a history that's like completely intertwined with the legal profession itself.
I mean, the name really says it all, doesn't it? The word briefcase literally comes from its original job, carrying a lawyer's briefs to and from the courthouse. Its whole identity is baked right into legal work.
And you can see its long history right here. I mean, we're talking about an evolution from simple leather satchels called a budget way back in the 14th century to these hinged frame bags in the 1800s, all the way to the sleek, rectangular briefcase that became a global symbol of professionalism in the late 1850s. Think about that. It's been the standard for over 150 years.
And a briefcase isn't just one thing. There's a whole family of them, you know? You've got the portfolio with no handle that you carry under your arm. Then there's the boxy attaché case that diplomats used. Even the deeper catalog case for carrying heavier stuff. Each one serves a specific professional purpose, which just reinforces this clear standard of what's expected.
All right, so now let's turn to the challenger, the backpack. Its rise to fame wasn't really about fashion. No, it came from pure, unadulterated necessity, born right out of the unique challenges of legal training. As the popular YouTube channel Legal Eagle puts it, law school is this weird bubble where the backpack isn't just accepted, it's basically mandatory. This is the starting point for every single lawyer's relationship with this now controversial bag. So why is that?
It really just boils down to three things. First, those infamous casebooks. They are massive and incredibly heavy. Second, you have to protect your laptop, which is a law student's absolute lifeline. And third, you've got all the gear, chargers, pens, highlighters. A simple briefcase just can't handle that kind of load day in and day out. It's just not built for it. And here's the real irony. The very material that's so prized in professional practice, leather, is actually discouraged in law school. Why? Because it just isn't durable enough to survive the strain. Students are literally told to go for high-quality polyester from brands like Swissgear or OGIO instead.
So what happens after graduation? Does the backpack just get tossed in a closet? Well, not exactly. It turns out the answer to our big question isn't a simple yes or no. Instead, a new, sort of unspoken set of rules has started to pop up.
And here's the crucial point. A law school backpack and a lawyer's backpack are two completely different animals. You basically graduate from the functional polyester Swissgear bag to a sleek, structured leather one from a brand like Tumi or Senrive. The whole focus shifts from function over form to structure and minimalism.
So, what are these new rules for a professional backpack? Well, first, it's got to be structured enough to stand up on its own. No slouchy bags allowed. The material has to be premium, like full-grain leather. The design? It should be minimalist, no flashy logos. And here's a really key pro tip. The straps get tucked away before you walk into a client meeting or a courtroom, just to keep those clean lines of a suit. But get this, even if you follow all the rules and have the perfect bag, the final decision might not even be yours. Some courtrooms, like this one in Texas, have rules that flat out ban all bags, briefcases, backpacks, you name it, for security reasons. The judge has to make a specific exception for lawyers on official business, which just goes to show you that official decorum can trump personal style every time.
So, what does all this really tell us? Well, this debate isn't actually about backpacks versus briefcases. It's about the standard of professionalism itself, and how that standard is being forced to adapt to the modern world.
The reality is, the modern lawyer has a whole toolkit of bags to choose from. A traditional briefcase? Yeah, that's still probably best for a trial attorney or a big interview. A structured backpack? Perfect for a corporate lawyer commuting on the train. A professional tote bag can work great for in-house counsel. You see, each bag is just a tool, and you pick the right one for the job.
And that brings us to the final verdict. The crucial point here isn't the type of bag you carry, but what that bag represents. Your bag is basically a proxy for your professionalism. A structured bag signals an organized mind. A well-maintained bag signals that you're prepared. And choosing the right bag for the occasion shows respect for the client, for the court, and for the entire situation.
At the end of the day, this whole debate really comes down to a simple truth. In a profession where perception is reality, small cues, like your choice of bag, can affect your credibility way more than you might realize. Which leaves us with one last question to think about. If the backpack is today's big debate, what's the next unspoken rule of the workplace that's going to be up for discussion? From shoes to remote work etiquette, what do you think is next?